House Republicans take the first step toward impeaching the head of the IRS. House Oversight Chair Jason Chaffetz testifying and saying there's no reason to feel confident under the leadership of John Koskinen. A bit earlier today, I spoke with Congressman Chaffetz about all that. You want him impeached. Based on what charge?
Well, he provided false testimony to Congress, he misled Congress, and he had documents in their possession at the IRS that were under subpoena. There were 2 subpoenas in place, and they failed to protect those, preserve those, and provide those to the United States Congress. When you get a subpoena, it is not optional. And imagine if the IRS sent you a summons or sent you a subpoena, and you didn't provide it, you would go to jail.
Well, I think I would be there if they were asking for my presence. This hasn't happened, though, for someone other than the president, going back to 1876. That's a really high bar.
Yeah, think of it like the Tin Man on Wizard of Oz. You know, we got to put a little oil in those joints, but once we get them going, impeachment was a tool that was given to us by the founders. Advice and consent was a co-equal voice for the Senate to confirm people into the highest echelons of our government. But there was a safety valve in case the person wasn't working out, wasn't serving the best interest of the United States of America. It's called impeachment. And even though we haven't done it in a long time, it's the way Congress actually stands up for itself. That's what I'm trying to do, is change the equation. Stop whining and crying about it, but actually do it.
Treasury Secretary Jack Lew says he's an outstanding public servant, says John Koskinen is of the highest integrity. Senate Republicans like Orrin Hatch and others don't have the same issue with him. They argue they've had cooperation. So what's the difference?
Well, when you have documents in your possession and they issue a subpoena, you can't go out and destroy them. And that's what happened. Now, they say that it was an accident, but that's not good enough. So there's no doubt, it is a fact pattern that is crystal clear. They had these documents in their possession, they were under subpoena, and they were destroyed. And when we talked to the Inspector General, they made no effort to go out and actually find these. There were 6 sources of where these emails were. They didn't even look for in 5 of the different areas. So I'm not buying it. They lied to Congress.
His biggest issue was Lois Lerner. That's sort of where it started.
It is. I mean, they were targeting Americans. They were suppressing their First Amendment rights based on their political beliefs. There's no doubt about that's the question at hand. Then when we go to ask for those documents after Lois Lerner pleads the Fifth, we really need those documents. They don't provide them to Congress, even though they told us they had them. And then they went ahead and destroyed them. You can't do that and get away with it.
Well, at least you shouldn't. Will this move forward?
Well, yeah, we had a hearing yesterday, yeah. Well, look, the first step was Chairman Goodlatte at Judiciary. I'm very grateful for him to have the hearing about the fact pattern in this case. We sat there for a couple hours and laid it out. We have another hearing that's coming up in June about the remedy and the constitutional provisions there, because, like you said, it hasn't been used in a long time. And then I think Mr. Koskinen is going to need to lawyer up, because this thing is marching forward. We had a very good hearing yesterday, and we're going to keep after it.
So then, you usually ask the questions.
Yeah.
What was it like the other way around?
I really had to go to the bathroom. It's hard to sit there for a long time, but I feel very comfortable about what you have to do and lay out the fact pattern. But it was interesting to be on the receiving end of those questions. That
was not the answer I expected. But thanks for coming back today.
I was very candid. Yes, it's hard to sit there for hours like that.
I'm sure it is. Jason Chaffetz, thanks for coming back, and we'll see what happens in that next hearing. Thank you, sir.